The Great Wall of China runs unbroken for thousands of miles, across some of the steepest mountains on Earth. What happens when a crew runs out of stone halfway up a ridge? Today, giant trucks, cranes, and bulldozers move mountains of material in minutes. 600 years ago in Ming, China, every single block of this wall, tall enough to swallow a two-story house, was cut, carried, and set by hand. High in a remote mountain pass, Master Zhou leads a small crew building one more stretch of the wall. The emperor's order is simple and absolute. Never let a gap remain. His apprentice is Wei, 16, still learning to read the mountain stone. Which rock will hold firm for 1,000 years and which will crumble apart in 10? An imperial inspector is due before the first snow. If this stretch of wall isn't finished and sound by then, the whole crew answers for it. Every morning, part of the crew cuts stone from a quarry 2 mountains away. Heavy gray blocks, split from the rock by hand with iron wedges and hammers. Getting the stone up the mountain is its own battle. A hemp rope, threaded through a wooden pulley lashed to a beam at the cliff top, hauls basket after basket of stone skyward. One frayed rope, one missed foothold, and the whole load could be lost. Behind the stone face, workers pack layer after layer of earth into wooden frames, pounding it hard with wooden rammers until it's almost as strong as rock itself. Wei's arms ache from the rammer, but Zhou insists. An uneven layer today means a crumbling wall in 100 years. Have you ever had to slow down and do something exactly right, even when you're tired? Day after day, the wall creeps higher along the ridge, stone by stone, layer by layer, exactly the way it's been built for 600 miles already. But the quarry crew is running late. Zhou watches the trail down the mountain, the same trail the stone always comes up. What if it doesn't come at all? Then a runner comes stumbling up the trail, out of breath. "The quarry path," he gasps. "A landslide took it in the night. No more stone is coming, not for weeks." Zhou stares down at the empty trail. Half a wall finished, an inspector arriving any day, and not one more stone within reach. Finish with too few stones, and the wall could fail its first hard winter. Wait for the trail to clear, and the inspector arrives to a gap in the wall. What would you do? Zhou doesn't hesitate. "We stop waiting for stone," he says. "We build with what this mountain already gives us." Wei stares, uncertain. Building without cut stone? Zhou points to the loose rubble and clay all around them, right under their feet. Have you ever had to fix something with only what was already on hand? No store, no spare part, just what's around you. Instead of stone facing, the crew packs the core with tamped earth, gravel, and crushed rubble, bound tight with layers of river reed, carried up weeks earlier, that flex without snapping like nature's own rebar. Zhou strikes the finished section hard with a wooden mallet. It doesn't crack. It doesn't crumble. It holds, solid as the stone sections beside it. Layer by layer, the improvised stretch rises to match the rest of the wall. Different underneath, but every bit as strong. 3 days later, the inspector arrives, running a hand along the new stretch. He can't tell where the quarried stone ends and the packed earth begins. That's the real secret behind 6,000 miles of wall. Not just quarried stone, but whatever a mountain was willing to give a crew ready to adapt. Some sections of the Great Wall still standing today were built exactly this way. Packed earth and rubble, holding steady for over 600 years. Next time, in One Object, Many Lives, a clay jar that sank to the bottom of the sea. Sometimes, being destroyed is exactly what saves something for 2,000 years. A new story every week. Follow the golden thread, from before buttons to threads of time.